Welcome back to the 4th season of Fantasy Report, baby. We're coming to you live from the Windy City's very own O Block. We're coming back better than ever after last season's flop. I do want to apologize, of course, to those of you who are looking forward to Fantasy Report the movie. Unfortunately, production had to stall after our sponsors were pulled. Apparently, my whole shout-out to Yay comment during last year's Halloween special was not a smart business move. So I want to take this time to apologize to Jews. Alright, now let's talk some football. So as we all know, the season's coming up, and the draft actually starts today. Actually today. I'm recording this very late. Anyways, we have some important new information to go over before we get started with all of this, which I'm assuming the, hopefully, old commissioner will go over before we have, of course, the league's new election and everybody's favorite 7-hour-long draft. We have a lot in store for this season, but this is kind of like a prelude to the actual season. So let me get the congratulations out of the way real quick. Shout out to Alex Ryder for finally getting his chip that I feel like he deserved a few years ago, but he finally gets one. And he also did it by defeating, I believe he took out Danny. So God, I mean, he took out Dad for this. This is, or I'm wrong, or he took out Christopher. I'm pretty sure Christopher got smacked in the first round, though. If he even made the playoffs, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little boring right now. And more importantly, shout out to Ben for not getting last place. We also want to welcome Adam Recliner to the league, as well as welcoming back the best thing that ever happened to Fantasy Report, the return of Dumbfuck. You know what? We're going off script a little bit here, but let's go ahead and just roll some tape of some of our favorite moments from that man in years past.
And he doesn't look at the trade. I just texted him and I said, "Do you want to talk trade?" And he goes, "I think I could do Myles Gaskin and OBJ for Christian McCaffrey."
Pap smear blew out Dumbfuck.
Now, Zach Hollis, who is the owner of last year's champions, Team Fuck, was forced to change their name to Team Dumbfuck after he forgot his login information for the ESPN app. Not like he ever really had a chance to win anyways, given that David Johnson is on a starting lineup.
And you already knew who the worst was before I started the list, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip past it and go on to predictions.
But, I mean, I think my pick all year has been Zach Hollis, and I don't think I'm going to waver from it.
Finally, on to Clown of the Week, a familiar face for the sake, hopefully his last time. Zach Hollis, after he sat and watched Cody draft a better squad for his former team than he's ever managed to draft in any prior years. With Zach gone, I would like to mention that the race for last place has become much more interesting now that everyone's clear-cut choice was forced into suspension.
Alright, to start, before I get into anything else, just what the hell's happening, Zach, alright? You know, I'm going to skip all of this bullcrap dialogue. What is going on? You haven't hit 100 in 2 weeks. Your team morale is below the roof. The only trade you tried to make was vetoed by the entire league. What is happening? Is nobody on your organization care whatsoever? Or are you just trying to tank for the number 1 overall pick? We're trying to figure this out.
Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now that my team this year has absolutely no aspirations. It was going nowhere. The reason we made that trade is because we thought it was a fair, just trade, one of the best trades I've seen in my years in this league. So I said, you know what, for this trade, might as well go for it. I thought it was fair. Veto? Okay, oh well. I'm here looking at my shit show of a team, and it's just not worth even trying. I mean, like, my first 2 games were the easiest games in probably the whole league. I went up against Timmy, then I went up against Ben.
Yeah.
And I lost really bad to both of them.
I mean, you're only missing out on Cam Jones, which I would consider worse than both of them.
I plan to keep this episode short, of course, so we only have 2 segments. We're not really looking for another 40-minute episode like we had like 3 times last year. And also, we have an entire ceremony that we have to get into before we even get to start drafting. So, to start, we're just going to go over our first segment. I'm going to go over everyone's draft grade for this year's draft. We have Dot coming in with a C- grade. Dad will, of course, receive a D+ grade. He will definitely need to make some trades if he wants to make the playoffs. Communist Manel gets about an F. Trevor, he gets a D+. He's really just praying that he doesn't go last again after this draft. Trevor Jr. will, of course, receive his flowers, as I'm giving him a D for this monstrosity of a draft that he pulled off. Cody comes out with a D+ as well. Sofa, I gotta say, was the biggest surprise of the draft to me. I gave him a draft grade of a C-. I felt he was really just gonna be like a D, but you know, a solid C-. He could be somewhere within that 10 to maybe 8 range in the league. Clemsopher Dawson Knox gets a D+. Timmy will get a D-. Shooting for his second last place award. Be the first one to do it. JC gets a C-, looking very middle of the pack this year. Benjamin Papp will, of course, get an F. There's no explanation needed. Y'all see this shit. Rubo gets a solid C-. Dumbfuck receives a G. Not sure how he managed to draft as poorly as he did, but we had to add a grade below F just to account for how bad he drafted. It's good to have you back, Zach. And of course, I receive an A for once again drafting a championship level team and competing to the highest extent every single year. This league over, bro. I'm winning the bull. Hey. Shut up. And before I get into our final segment of the show, we do have a few words from our sponsors. Alright. Who's ready for clown of the 2023 fantasy off-season? It was close, but I had to give it to a 3-way tie. It's between Ben, who I still have not forgiven for the awful trades that he made last year, Zach Hollis, and, of course, the comedian who fumbled his entire season on trading for Jarvis Landry. You know what? Let's just go ahead and roll the tape.
Is this why males are literally the worst? If yes, hashtag pride. If no, hashtag awkward. Why do black people have nightmares? Because it's not the last one that had a dream. I got the Renegade Raider, I have the John Wick, and I have the Dark Voyager, and the Omega, Thanos, and Travis Scott, Deadpool, Miles Browns. God, I hate fat people. Yeah, so I used to work at this Pizza Hut in college. And, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I supposed to sign that right there? No tape. Which character loves Trump the most? The Snow White supremacist. Sorry, Snow White just fucking sucks. I mean, like, can I get an amen? Amen! Boo! Why do women have periods? Yeah, because they deserve it. Yeah, okay, so I'll go ahead and just, explain this.
Well, said I'd keep this short, so with all that being said, I'm excited for another good year. and another fun year. And hopefully a less cheating-filled year. So Godspeed from the Cock and Ball Torch organization, and best of luck to everyone. Except for Fennell, Danny, Alex, Christopher, JC, Timmy, Trevor, Ben, Cody, Ruben, Couch, Dumbfuck, and Lukewarm Water. So I was smoking out Fennell back, and I was trying to think. I was like, the whole movement with chicks about like, oh, stick together, girl boss, we're stronger together thing, it really has nothing to do with men. Like, I don't know if they feel like disrespected by yo mama jokes when they reach a certain age, but for the most part, men love women. Like, y'all the ones who hate each other. The fuck you sticking together with the people who hate you? Like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it where it is. Shout out to George Clooney, George Strait, Feder, William Shea. Look at me in the eyes. Go ahead. Looking right into the eyes of the man who's gonna take your fucking money this year.